For a split second, those of us who surfed Backyard Rebellion on a wave of Black Sabbath in the 1970s might have thought that lead singer Ozzy Osbourne was looking rather well in this video clip that went viral. This after his 10-hour sold-out big farewell concert held in Birmingham in the UK on the 5th of July this year. And then he died. Last week I came in here specifically to pay tribute to Ozzy Osbourne because he did this concert in Birmingham, sold out, like the last farewell concert. And then there's this huge fight. No, Ozzy's not dying. No, he's not dying. Now, I'm Marianne Thamm, associate editor of the Daily Maverick. And back in the 70s, just the name of the band sent shivers down establishment spines, as did all the skulls and the occult imagery. Now, for a generation of white working class kids in the UK, it was the noise that drowned out all the other noise. In conservative South Africa, Black Sabbath was regarded as threatening as the children's story Black Beauty, which was mistakenly banned by a censor with an overactive imagination, and the black majority in general. So regarded as the progenitors of early heavy metal, Black Sabbath brought also with it this kind of anarchist behavior of the unruly rock metal star hell-bent on trashing their bodies and their brains in the process. I mean, it's quite remarkable, considering the quantities of alcohol and drugs and food laced with preservatives and sugar that some of these old metal bands and metal heads and rockers consumed, that they actually are still alive. And no doubt are preserved in their own juices, a bit like Mick Jagger. Ozzy is currently 76, going on eternity. Now, it turns out that the video was an AI-generated cipher of Ozzy, and AI breathed more life into the geriatric delinquent rocker turned celebrity role model family man than he himself might have inside. That's why he looked so good. His daughter Kelly, whom we all came to know and love in one of the first online celebrity shows, Meet the Osbournes, shared on her Instagram, "So there's this video going around on social media, supposed to be my dad, but it's AI. He's not dying. Yes, he's got Parkinsons, and yes, his mobility is completely different to what it used to be, but he's not dying. What's wrong with you?" And so we believed him, I mean, they said that it was an AI thing that made him look a bit better than he actually usually looked. And actually, the fact is, Ozzy Osbourne was completely drug-free for one day in his life, just before the day he died. It shows you, he should never have gone off his drugs. At the concert, seated in black in a leather armchair adorned with a looming bat, Ozzy was joined on stage by Verwoerd on drums and Geezer Butler on bass, and Tony Lummy on guitar, his old friends. With his dyed hair pale as a tapeworm, like myself, dressed in black, Ozzy drank it all in. The 4 members of the Sabbath were granted freedom of Birmingham. I'm just warning you if you're thinking of going there. And tourism in the city this entire summer is themed Summer of the Sabbath, lasting throughout the season. Several other metal bands like Alice in Chains, Rival Sons, Anthrax and Maston played to a 40,000 whiter shade of Ozzy crowd, and who reportedly also queued up all day long for the beer, naturally. Now, Michael Hand, describing the event in The Guardian, said that after Slayer, which was like listening to Roadworks, and he said take that as a compliment or not, Guns N' Roses patrolled the stage as if they owned it, opening with Sabbath's Never Say Die, with Axl Rose on a surprisingly good voice role. Then came the King. Now, Osbourne has insisted that this would be his final concert on stage. Now, behind the King, of course, is the Queen and the business brain, Sharon Osbourne, with her nice Ozempic mask at the moment, plumped up by plastic surgery, teeth like tombstones, and as white as the cliffs of Dover, still by his side, still interpreting the slur. That's love. If you make it past 27 as a famous singer or musician, the chances are you'll live as long as Ozzy and be as happy. The glimpse the Osbournes gave us into their home life in the mansion back in 2002, where the dogs crapped on the carpets and the kids had free reign of the fame and fortune, paved the way for the Kardashians. And in so doing, the Western world has never been since. Now, years ago, as 2 women, my partner and I, adopting children, we were asked at a dinner party which celebrity couple we most thought were complementary and contemporary role models for us. Like Bill and Hillary, or Jacob Zuma and his wives, or Steve Hofmeyr. And without hesitation, we just chorused, the Osbournes. The point about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath is if you want to actually get off your phone because there's too much other noise somewhere else, put on Black Sabbath 4 and just turn up the volume and watch how they vacuum clean your head of all the anxiety, and you'll understand the enduring appeal of Ozzy Osbourne, the legend, the king, the eater of bird heads and accidental bat heads. We forgive him that one. We're sorry, Sharon. May he rest in peace.